Hello, my loves. Welcome in if you're new here. Welcome back if you've been here before. I'm an intuitive tarot reader. I read for myself and my collective, and I will give you guys a prayer. Spirit angels, ancestors, guides, higher self, those out there willing, wanting, and able to help us on our journey of healing and loving ourselves, we welcome you in and we thank you for the shield of protection that you put around us. We thank you for the clarity and the connection and the message, and we thank you for collecting all negative energy sent our way for us to use as fuel for our purposes. And we thank you again. This is a Sagittarius reading. I decided to do some shuffling and a little pulling before I started the camera, kind of to just come at you with the message, right? This message is about you healing yourself. The first card we got out was this self-care energy, and it looks like, as soon as I looked at it, I was like, "Ooh, that looks like a spa," right? So while self-care is also like taking care of yourself, taking warm baths, going to spa treatments, relaxing, and things like that, it's also making the changes necessary, right? To release the things that are holding you back, release the things that are preventing you from moving forward, and even just making the change, being courageous to make big changes, to take leaps of faith, to move towards something new, to try something different. We do have this past lack and suffering here. There are some things you've experienced in the past. Those things are in the past, right? You're making changes and you're moving forward. You're going towards your stability here. You're trying to find the harmony and the flow of your life. You're balancing your energy. You're healing your inner child. You're elevating your expectations of yourself, and you know how worthy you are now, right? You're bringing together the unity of yourself. You're transcending. You're elevating yourself right now. That's great, Sag. That's a great energy to have right now. It's great energy to have. Let's get some tarot in this. Tarot is fluid in time, gender, and sex, meaning this could be past, present, or future energy. Um, this could be, if you see a man or woman on the cards, it does not mean that's a man or woman in your story. It means that that's someone embodying their masculine or feminine energy. But most importantly, they're embodying the energy of the card. So pay attention to how I describe it. As I call out signs, that's just double confirmation for those who need it. We all have multiple signs in our birth chart, so we could be embodying any of that energy. And this could be something that has happened, is happening, or will be happening in the future. This is currently just a snapshot of how the energy looks. We all have free will and can make changes as we see fit. What is this self-care energy? What are we doing to promote self-care? Holding back, holding on to yourself. We have the Page of Cups here, which talks about your intuition. So you're holding on to your intuition. You're holding on to your time, to your energy, to your resources, right? Pentacles talks about resources. You're holding on to your resources. What changes are being made? What changes are we making right now? How are we being brave and going towards new? What changes are being made, Spirit? You're completing cycles. You're ending things. Ending things to have new beginnings. Talks about a rebirth. Endings bring new beginnings. The world talks about endings, completing cycles. So yeah, you are definitely at, like I said, a transcendence right now. You're definitely transcending. You're unifying your masculine and your feminine energy. You are integrating yourself. I don't like dwelling in the past, but we do have this past lack and suffering energy. What do we need to know about this past energy? Why is it here? Because it's over. The Death card comes back again. You have new inspirations, new ideas, new passions, new actions to take. So wherever this past situation was, maybe you had instability, right, with the lack and the suffering. Maybe you had instability, but that period of time is over. You're moving into this harmony, this flow, this new life. What's helping us bring in this stability? What's helping us bring in this stability, this harmony, this peace? Please show me clearly for Sag. What's helping us bring in this harmony and peace? Being consistent and taking in the leap of faith. I didn't even see that there. taking the leap of faith, like I said, you're making the changes, you're dropping the things that don't serve you and the things that are holding you back, and you're being courageous to step into something new. We have that Fool card here, stepping into something new, taking the leap of faith to take chances. And as you take those chances, you're going to have to be consistent. That's what's bringing you this harmony, this stability. That's what's going to make you stay in the flow of abundance. We have the Nine of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. The Nine of Pentacles talks about financial independence. It talks about independent stability, right? So you're creating what you need for yourself. Underneath that is the Queen of Wands and then the Seven of Wands. The Queen of Wands talks about being intuitive, being nurturing, being compassionate, and you're protecting yourself. So you're going to be financially stable, you're going to be emotionally balanced here, the Queen of Cups, and then you're also going to be protecting your energy with the Seven of Wands here because you know your self-worth, right? You have higher expectations now. That's why you got the Seven of Wands energy. That's why you're protecting your energy because you know your self-worth. Five of Wands here. There's conflict. There was conflict or is conflict that is being revealed with the High Priestess here at the bottom of the deck. And you're going to be aware of this conflict or competition even. The Five of Wands talks about competition. It also talks about diversity. So there could be people or people in your energy that are in competition with you or have, are like worried about your expectations, worried about you're working on, worried about what you're doing. And really, it's going to be revealed to you who these people are or what you need to see about it. The Ace of Wands, yeah, maybe they're inspired by your actions or they want to compete with your actions. Yeah, but you're solo here with the Hermit. You're taking time out for yourself. You're trying to work on your stability, building your stable foundation, working on your new opportunities, and you're doing it alone. Definitely with this healing the inner child, you're just focused on you right now. You're focused on you. What are we healing? What are we healing from or healing through? The Page of Wands. Whatever it is you're going to talk about it. The Page of Wands talks about someone who's inspiring, right? So it also talks about someone who look at this Six of Cups here. It talks about your inner child. It talks about your childhood. Like you're going to speak out about these things that you've experienced or you learned from your childhood. This shows the progression of him as a boy with his puppy and him as a man with his dog, right? You're going to talk about these experiences as you're healing your inner child. These things you've learned, these things you've experienced, and you're gonna be inspiring to others. You're gonna take the inspired action. You're gonna speak out about it. Like I was saying, the Page of Wands talks about people like coaches, pastors, leaders, things like that. People who are inspiring to others, people who speak out towards others. You're going to be doing that about your healing. Let's go through the Panther deck. Good job, Sag. If you are doing this work and you're leveling up, be ready. Be ready. With new levels come new devils. Okay, so as you completed that cycle, you have become aware of the conflict and the way that it shows up, the competition and the way those people show up in your energy, right? We have memories here. So you're aware. You got pictures. You got photographic memory maybe. You can pull together a compilation of experiences that made you realize these people are your competition, made you realize these people are against you or fighting with you. They're not there to help you or boost you forward. So now that you are aware of those signs and symptoms, now that you are aware of those personality traits, now that you're aware of those things, you're going to have to see them in the next level of devil, right? So be prepared for that. I think that's right now why you need to be in this resting self-care period, this resting energy, just that you can rest up and be ready for these new devils that come in the next level. What are we holding on to? What are we holding back? Collaboration. Yeah, you're holding back from collaborating with people right now. We saw that Hermit card. You're holding back. And right now you're just focusing on yourself. You're holding back on collaboration. Okay? That ain't nothing wrong with that right now. You don't need to collaborate with people if you're working on yourself. I mean, at some point you're going to have to come out. We do have confinement here. Maybe you feel trapped with people, but you live and you learn. right? You live and you learn and you vow to do better next time, right? You vow to avoid the conflict here, compromise. You vow to avoid the conflict. You live and you learn and you're moving on. What is this? The World card. What cycle is being completed? What cycle are we completing? It shows clearly what cycle is being completed. Strategy and stress. Having to figure out how to strategize every little step of the world. Like if you have a lot of people who are in competition with you or in conflict with you, you're in constant planning mode. You're in constant, this is mind reading. You're constantly trying to read their minds, trying to figure out how to avoid the situation, trying to figure out how to avoid their triggers, how to avoid the negative responses that you're going to get from people when you know, and that stresses you out. That's overwhelming. So you're relieving yourself of the stress. Look, loss and loneliness. Yeah, you're moving on. You're moving into isolation. You're moving away from this stress and needing to always be in a mode of strategizing how to maneuver around these people. Past lack and suffering, right? It was complicated. It was some suffering that was happening, but we're ending that. Death and rebirth. What suffering is ending? Whatever it is, it's ending. There's triumph here, there's success, and then adventures. You're moving on. You're taking adventures to do something new, right? You're exploring, following your passions, traveling, you're going somewhere else. So whatever this past lack and suffering was, it's ended and you're going to be successful. That's just what's here. 11:44 on the timer. I just saw a TikTok that somebody said whenever they need to see a sign, they see it, and they showed 11:44. So for me to just show up and see 11:44 again, maybe I need to look that one up. Maybe you need to look that one up. Look up angel number 11:44. What do we need to know about this new opportunity, this new leap of faith that we need to be consistent on? Third wheel, distrust, stubbornness. So being blocked, being stubborn to this energy of holding on to this third wheel, of holding on to energies that are not safe. Why is the third wheel here? That stubbornness was at the bottom of the deck. Why is this third wheel here? Real estate, wealth. Maybe you're going to have business partners. Third wheel. This talks about wealth, major projects. The third wheel energy is normally negative, right? It's normally something unsafe, something you can't trust, an enemy. But enemies with your money? What's the third wheel with the real estate card? Maybe I might have to go back through this with tarot. A gift. And then stubbornness. So, okay. Being in this situation, being in this possibly a third party situation, realizing that there was a lack of stability, a lack of harmony, somebody you couldn't trust, somebody who was an enemy, somebody who was backstabbing, somebody who was doing things behind your back. It was a gift to you to realize this energy, to realize that you were in constant competition, right? This third wheel, you can't tell me these two chicks aren't in competition. She definitely knows she's in competition with this one, right? This one does. So you realizing this was a gift. It was a gift because you've learned so much. And now that you can take the leap of faith towards something new and find stability somewhere else, because you know what instability is. You know what instability is. What about this conflict? Stress in reverse. Stress in reverse and the death card. It's over. This conflict, this competition, this energy. We've seen the death card twice. We've seen the world, which talks about endings and completions. Okay? So you are moving on to something successful, to something. And then we have fate card. So yeah, You're fated to have a different story, a new stability, new harmony, a new flow. What do we need to know about this Page of Wands with the healing their inner child energy? What do we need to know about the Page of Wands? Homelessness, disturbance. Homelessness? Maybe you experience homelessness in your childhood, or this is something that you need to talk about. Disturbance. What is this homelessness? A blessing. Yeah. Okay. You've experienced loss, you've experienced homelessness, but now you're stepping into your blessings. You've experienced failure, right? Being poor, not having everything you need, whether that's spiritually, physically, emotionally. You've experienced this period of loss, right? And now as you walk away from that energy, right? You're ending this suffering. You're walking away from the suffering and the lack that happened in your past, and you're moving towards your blessings. You're moving towards enlightenment. You're moving towards wish fulfillment. You're moving towards your well-being and abundance, right? I see this as abundance. This person is homeless here, and you're stepping into your abundance. You're stepping into your blessings. They have all this gold. They got food. They got weapons, jewelry on every arm, flowers, right? This person don't have nothing, and you're walking into your abundance. And you're going to talk about how you did it. You're going to talk about how you pulled yourself out. Loss, friendship, aid, luck. All right, one more time with the tarot, and then I'm closing out because I got to go to work. I love y'all, Saggies. If you made it this far, go ahead and hit that like button. And if you're not subscribed to my channel, please do. You might want to watch more of my videos. What do we need to know about this collaboration that we're holding back from? What do we need to know about this? I said we're holding back from something. The Four of Swords talks about resting and meditating, reflecting, spending time healing, taking time to take a break. What do we need to know about this collaboration that we're holding back from? What do we need to know about this collaboration that we're holding back from? Yeah, you're leaving something out in the cold. You're making the choice to move on, to move away, planning for something else. You're making the choice to do something else, to go somewhere else. You're holding back from a collaboration. You're leaving a collaboration. What is this strategy what do we need to know about this strategy, this planning, predictions? The Sun in reverse. That was negative energy, and it's being judged now. The Sun in reverse talks about sadness. Always having to be in that strategic energy, always having to plan ahead, always having to mind read, brought you into a period of sadness, depression, and negative energy. You're having a spiritual calling now. You're having a transcendence. You're having a unity, right? This transcendence card makes me think of the Judgment card. You're having a unity. You're reflecting, and you are having an awakening. You're leveling up. You're realizing that energy was not what you wanted. You're judging that energy and realizing you want to leave that in the past, that suffering, that lack, which is why you had to end it, which is why you're moving towards success, because you know what you don't want and you know what you won't accept. What is this success? What is this victory that we're receiving, we're walking into? What is this victory we're receiving and walking into? The King of Cups. So this could be a masculine energy. The King of Cups is Pisces, but think water signs, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. This could be a masculine energy coming to you that is going to be nurturing, emotionally balanced, going to be fair. I'm going to put in the hard work. Or this is you balancing your emotions, right? Being more compassionate, being more affectionate, being more friendly and caring. You're no longer in the suffering. You're no longer in lack. You're following your intuition, because Cups talks about spirituality, right? You're following your intuition. You're intuitively guided, and you're emotionally balanced. You have love, you have creativity, and you're happy. Or this could be someone coming into your energy. But either way, it's going to be hard work paying off. You're going to see the results of your hard work, the results of you doing the healing, the results of you making the changes, being brave, and ending things that didn't serve you, walking away from things that didn't work for you. Walking away from collaborations, whether that's romantic partners, business partners, family members, walking away from things that didn't work for you, walking away from things that made you feel sick, that made you feel in a period of loss, made you feel like you didn't have everything you needed. You needed to walk away from those people and those energies. What do we need to know about this gift? What do we need to know about this gift and this wealth surrounding this third party energy? Please provide some clarity. The Queen of Swords, yeah. You cut off some energies. You cut off something. Some people, like I said, those people you didn't trust. It says enemies, distrust, flirtatiousness. The people who just kept flirting with either your ideas, like they kept trying to take over your ideas. They kept trying to take over your partner or take over your growth, your wealth, like whatever it was that you were doing, they tried to take ownership of it. You only did that because of me. Uh, you only did that because I could do this for you. If I hadn't done this, you wouldn't have been able to do that. Or, people like that, you had to cut them off. You had to cut them off with the Queen of Swords energy here. And that's your gift, the ability to set boundaries. You learn how to set boundaries. You learn how to set boundaries, and that was your gift. And you can now, as you walk into your wealth, as you walk into your abundance, as you walk into your new ideas and your new projects, like I said, you're going to be encountering new levels, new devils, and you need to know how to cut off those energies. You now can identify them and you know how to cut them off. What is this lack of stress? Why is it with the stress in reverse surrounding these Five of Wands, the conflict and competition? Three of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles. See, some team that you walked away from, some team that you separated yourself from with the Four of Wands. The Four of Swords here again. Resting, meditating, recuperating, and healing. You're not stressed anymore. You're not stressed anymore about this conflict. You're not stressed about the conflict. You've raised your expectations. You won't be around people who don't meet your expectations. You have a higher self-worth now. You're not going to be involved with these people who are always in competition with you. These people who make it look like they're trying to be a part of your team, but really is competition in the background. Really, they pointing out your failures. Really, they look, he working, and this one's just pointing at what he's doing, and this one over here has got his face all twisted up, and he just happily working away. You working away and doing what you're doing. I think you screwed up. So you done with people who screwing up. You done with people who not doing it right, because you're walking away from that energy. Look, he waving his hand like, bye y'all. I'm over it. I'm over it, right? You're not doing it anymore. You're not doing it anymore. And we have that Four of Pentacles again, holding back. You're holding back from any energies that are not serving you, any energies that are they're putting you at a stalemate with the Hangman energy, making you have to take a pause, making you need to change your perspective a little bit. Maybe you did change your perspective a little bit, right? Now that you have raised your expectations. What blessings are we walking into? We've seen the poorhouse. We're walking into the blessings. We don't want to know about the poorhouse. We want to know about these blessings. Please tell us what we need to know about our blessings, Spirit. Please show Sag what they need to see. You're doing the healing work. You're dropping off the baggage, right? You're dropping off the baggage. And as you drop off baggage, your boat gets a little lighter. Your journey gets a little lighter. Your journey gets a little easier as you drop off the dead weight. What do we need to know about these blessings, Spirit? Journey gets a little easier as you drop off this dead weight. Look, the Six of Cords, this Three of Swords, and the Six of Cups. The pain and the heartbreak from your past, the memories and nostalgia. As you drop off that dead weight, you walk into your blessings, following your purpose, following your heart. Maybe walking into an emperor or becoming the emperor, finding the balance and the structure that you needed to for yourself, right? Because you're healing this inner child. We're talking about healing that inner child energy. So maybe you're creating the balance and protective energy and structure for your inner child that you didn't have before, that your parents didn't give you, your guardians didn't give you, or that you just, you never felt before. You're learning to provide that for yourself. You're releasing that pain. You're releasing the heartache from the past, right? Whatever that is, this past lack and suffering, you're letting it go, and you're following your heart, and you're creating the structure and control you need for yourself. Okay? All right, Sag, that is the message for you guys. I am going to give you some self care, self empowerment messages because I always do that. We always need that. And then I got to go to work. What does Sagittarius need to know? What's going to help the Sagittarius keep moving, keep flowing? Okay. We have dance, rest, and villain. So go ahead and move around. Dancing is about having fun. Dancing is about moving your body and releasing stagnant energy. Okay, so go have some fun. Also, do some resting. We saw that Four of Swords a couple of times. Resting, meditating, planning, recuperating. Allow yourself time to get it together, to heal. Right? You're healing. Healing that inner child work takes time. I was um I was looking up somatic healing and all types of like healing for CPTSD because I have a lot of it. Well, because I have it, I have a lot of PTSD, and there are things that tell you that as you process your pains, as you process your traumas, you're going to require more rest. You're going to require more rest because that is you are kind of like rewiring your body. You're rewiring your thought processes, your emotions. You're rewiring the way you process things and the way you respond to things. Because before you heal your inner child, you work on the automatic response, okay? When you're triggered, you whatever your automatic response is, fight, flight, freeze, or fawn, whether you run, you try to fight them back, you stand, you freeze, you don't know what to do, or you try to people please your way through it, you do the automatic response. As you are starting to rewire yourself, you have to one, stop yourself from doing the automatic response, which means you got to realize which one you do. You got to process which one you do first. And then you have to realize how right, you're doing the self-care energy, you're realizing how to heal that trigger, how to heal that response, and which response would be best for you to do. Okay? And as you do that, you're going to need to take some rest. It's exhausting, okay? Healing is exhausting. So we saw the Four of Swords. Make sure you're getting your rest. Make sure you're giving yourself time to rest. And then villain here. You can always rewrite the story. So while you've had suffering and lack in the past, you've experienced people who were not doing the work with you. They were messing it up instead of helping you on what your goals were. They were, making more work for you. And you had to let them go. You had to walk away. We saw that Eight of Cups. We saw the Five of Pentacles, leaving them out in the cold. You're going to be the villain in their story. It's okay. It's okay if you have to be the villain in their story because you walked away. You walked away. You needed to do that. You needed to walk away. You needed to heal. You needed to leave that failed attempt behind, and you're going to be the villain in somebody's story. It's okay. Make sure that you are giving yourself the positive affirmations. I picked up these two cards to reveal be still. So make sure you're resting, okay? But positive affirmations. So as you are the villain in other people's story and you're going to hear these stories about who you are and how bad you are or whatever, you're going to end up hearing the stories about yourself. Make sure that you're refilling your energy, refilling your cup with positive affirmations. Make sure you're telling yourself how much you love yourself, how brave you are, how beautiful you are, how happy you are, how healthy you are, how worthy you are, how grateful you are, right? And that you choose love. Choose love even though you're the villain. You choose love even though they're going to be talking bad about you. And it's only because they don't have the control anymore. It's only because they don't have what they were benefiting from. And it was because you were lacking. You were suffering. They were benefiting and you were lacking. And you've cut that off. You've cut that off. You're balancing your energy. You're healing yourself. And you're moving on to new things. You're being gifted with the ability to set boundaries. You're being gifted with the ability to heal your traumas. And you're being gifted with the ability to identify these people who are takers so that you can maneuver around them, avoid them, not get caught up with them anymore. So good job, Sag. We are healing. Good job, us. All right, loves. If you are new here, leave me a purple heart down below. Go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe to my channel because you might want to watch more of my videos. If you are true blue, you've already known what to do. You have hit the subscribe button already because you're a true blue. You've hit the like button once the video started, and you have left me a blue heart down below. All right, thank you so much for sharing your energy with me as I share my energy with you. Peace and blessings, loves.